Hey guys, it's Mark from Erickson Machine Performance. Today we're going to be pressing a new bearing housing on. So, I'm going to show you how to do it, what to do. Let's get started. Alright guys, so if you take a second, please like, subscribe, share the video, be greatly appreciated. So you have a couple of options. I don't know if you can see here, but there's a good amount of play in the bearings. They feel crunchy. This is going on a Richter that we're building that's going to be outputting a lot more power than it used to, so might as well replace it. You do have a couple options. If the housing is still in good shape, you can pull out the shaft, pull out the seals, take the clips off, put new bearings in it, rebuild it. Option number one. It's the lesser expensive of the two. The other option is going with a replacement housing. So WSM sells this housing, it's loaded. It's the one I normally end up using. Where brand new housing, you know, you don't have to worry. A lot of times salt water will start separating. Let me see if you can see over here. Start separating, so you can end up with water leaks and stuff like that. So a lot of times it's just wiser to go this route. So a couple things. One, before you press it apart, you need to take measurements. So if it's an OEM ski, you can look up the number you need. This is at 18 millimeters, but in an aftermarket hull, depending on the way it's set up, you know, these might not be set at an OEM height. So you always want to take that into account. So before you start pressing it apart, make sure you take measurements and see what you're doing. So we got 18.2 millimeters here, so we're going to start off, we're going to press this one out. Now whenever you're pressing, you don't want to hold here, you want to hold here on the inner aluminum so you're not pushing on the rubber. Now this is a large air over hydraulic 50-ton press, but I'm going to actually do it manually so you can actually hear me speak. Alright, let's get started. Now whenever using a press, especially with an extended shaft like this, you want to be careful because it can kick out. Presses can be extremely dangerous. Go. Now we got the shaft out. This old bearing housing's junk. Let's clean this up. Nice and clean. Now what I'm going to do, I have this which actually sets on the aluminum. We're going to close the press plates up and we're going to set this like this, so that way we're not pushing on any of the rubber, because if you push on the rubber when you're doing this, you can actually break the brand new housing, which kind of defeats the purpose of exactly what we're doing. So another thing I do, I put a mixture, it's actually transmission fluid and oil, And I find by doing a coating of that when you're pressing stuff together, it's much less likely to damage. It's just something I do, and it's worked well for me. Alright, so now we need a push pin that's small. What's this? That is too big. Too big. So now one thing you can do is you can remove the coupler if you want. I'm not going to do that. I'm just putting a little block of aluminum because this is steel, so the steel doesn't mark what we're about to do. Set that over and bring her down. Now, the one thing I didn't say, now I haven't pumped this full of grease yet, but I put a little bit of grease on the lips of the seals just so they're not dry. And you saw the oil, which also lubricates it, but you don't want to do this completely dry. Now, many times you can kind of go right to where the marks were and you'll be pretty close. So that's basically what I did, and we're going to check it now. We are at almost 14, so we've got to go a couple millimeter more. So, but it's easier to stop and keep going than have to push it back. Around here. And a half. $17. One last little tap, tap, taparoo, and she is all good to go. Go. Perfect. So, nice bearing housing back together. As you can see, there's no side-to-side play like there was before. It's nice and tight. Now I'm going to grease this. You can either put a Zerk fitting, but what I end up doing is I grease them and then put a plug, and then, you know, it's sealed until the next time it comes out. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the video. Have a good day.